100. Vishen Singh Bedi is also following my Twitter feed, by the way. So that is something which I am proud of actually. And see, when I talk of MS Dhoni, from I've been following cricket from almost I think early 1980s actually in there. And first I heard of MS Dhoni was in around 2002 2003 when there was a India A tour, and he performed really well actually. And the commentator was talking in one of the tours in England, talking about a new prodigy who's there. And at that time we were struggling for a wicketkeeper batsman. Rahul Dravid was front-ending as a wicketkeeper batsman because we didn't have anyone with dual skills, and he broke to the Indian team in there and really set the storm, set the stage on fire, so to speak. Uh, First thing which I recall is especially the 148 in Vizag against.
Good
against
afternoon, everyone. It's India versus New Zealand semi-final, and we have a live screening in auditorium and cafeteria. So let us all gather and cheer for our team. Thank you.
So the 148 was a transforming inning in Vizag against Pakistan in 2004-5 season, and really, and then the 183 not out against Sri Lanka in 2006. Those two, I recall. I mean, I had in the project, I had one guy actually who was an IT administrator, and suddenly there were 3-4 guys sporting the Dhoni hairstyle. So that is the kind of effect which was there. I could see that in 2005-6 that we didn't have so much of mobile data and all that. We had usually the basic phones at that time, but the visual impact was there, that there was someone who was being followed, and that was more of Sachin and Saurav's era and Rahul Dravid's era at that time, and we started getting traction. And so really what I found especially good in his leadership style was being cool, calm under pressure, and whenever he won, even in that series I recall he won the man of the series in that India versus Pakistan 2005 or 6 series, ODI series, and Pakistan president was complimenting him and all in there. He won the, but whenever he won, basically he stepped aside and allowed all the team members to take the center stage. They were holding the trophy and all. He quietly stepped in. I like that kind of leadership style because I have seen a lot of people who will grab credit for anyone, but he was good to step away when it was required, and being calm under pressure and all. So when the disaster of 2007 World Cup happened, so he became the obvious choice, and he was being spoken about in the commentary circle and all. And my father-in-law actually happened to be very good. He retired from SBI, and he had written a book long back in 1970s on left-handers actually, and he had interviewed Sunil Gavaskar also at that time. So that late 70s. So I used to have a lot of conversations with him about that actually in that terms. So when he took over the leadership of Test, One Day, and T20 series, I was very much actually encouraged that we have pretty much chosen a very right leader for our team, because otherwise it was going downhill in terms of, and he put right emphasis on some of the key things. Actually, the fielding was first thing. If you recall 2007-8, around that time, basically he took the decision head on that okay, I will build the team for the next World Cup, and anyone who's there in the team has to be at a certain level in the fielding. Otherwise, even if it's batting or bowling, maybe really good, he has to be at least good, very good in 2 of the 3 dimensions of the game. So that kind of flair in the leadership he displayed. He took strong decisions. So that decision meant Saurav Ganguly and Rahul Dravid's ODI career was finished. in there, and accordingly started getting more traction and built on the test. We became number one in test, and all of us remember the iconic 6 in 2011 World Cup. But we don't remember, actually, I think there was a lot of pressure early in the World Cup. We lost the South Africa game just like we lost the England game, and there was like all the bandwagon that he's not doing, he should select XYZ, Ashwin instead of Harbhajan and all that came in. But he remained calm under pressure, he didn't respond in any press conference, and he took the right decisions in this. Now the thing is, important thing is why he should step away. The same things same decisions he took, basically to take away, to stop the career of Saurav and Rahul, just because they were not meeting those parameters. That is valid on him also now, actually. And we have a prodigious talent, Rishabh Pant, whose path is there. So, especially now, especially in the critical number 5, 6 positions, where the strike rate is required to be at least 150%, his hitting powers are definitely on the wane. And I can see the trend where he's more of kind of Sachin in the last couple of years. So that's why I would say that he should retire right now and maybe continue in the IPL.